Ja, herzlich willkommen zu Lauschgift. Heute haben wir hier Studiogäste. Kelvin Sholar ist bei uns zu Gast zusammen mit Tracks von carpeberlin. Kelvin Sholar ist ein Jazzpianist und Musiker aus Detroit, Michigan. Thank you for coming and pretty welcome here in our studio.
My pleasure. It's definitely a pleasure to be here with you guys.
So, Kelvin, tell me, you're now 3 years in Berlin, stationed?
Yeah, coming up on my third year in September that I've been here.
And if I remember well, you didn't speak any German a year ago when we met first time.
That's right. Very little. I can say hello and goodbye. And now, jetzt ich spreche schon besser.
Hallelujah. So you did the integration test.
Yeah, I've been taking German classes at the Schule. And they are excellent. They, 4 hours a day, 5 days a week for 7 months. So they really made sure that I knew what the hell I was talking about.
Shall we talk German politics now?
Maybe after. How about Merkel is my girl? I like Merkel.
Yeah, Merkel, yeah.
Angie.
Sweaty armpits.
I didn't say that.
No, sorry. I'm returning to you. You're a professional piano player.
Pianist.
A pianist.
Yeah.
So it's not like play it again, Sam.
No,
it's
really. Another level. Yeah,
That's another level now.
It's not classical jazz that you play?
Well, I do play classical jazz. I've been involved in projects where I recreate, for example, the music of Jelly Roll Morton, which was recorded in the 1920s, and I transcribed it myself and learned how to play it with his articulation. So in that sense of classical, I have done that and all of the standards, but I also am involved in creating a lot of my own original music and writing things that are not necessarily just based in jazz, where jazz may meet classical, jazz may meet techno and electronic, jazz may meet Afro-Cuban music.
Yeah.
Yeah, different combinations.
But jazz is the basic.
Jazz is one of the bases, yeah. Jazz, blues, black American music, yeah.
Okay.
And you've been playing for your whole life, if I remember well.
Well, I've been playing the piano since I was about 16, but I've been a musician my whole life because my parents are musicians, and they had me on stage singing and performing with them since I was probably 3 years old, 2 or 3 years old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can remember my earliest concerts just being on stage with my mom.
But what's your basic combination you people can experience? You're never really, in quotation marks, solo.
No, that's not true. Yeah, I've done solo piano concerts. I've been commissioned actually by the city of Marseille 2 years ago to present a solo piano concert at the Vie Charité, and I've done solo piano works in Japan, in Brazil, pretty much all over the place. I like to give recitals as much as I like to play with the trio, the quartet.
Exactly, because that's what I was just referring to, because whenever I met you, you were never, in quotation marks, playing classic jazz. You were rather playing modern, up to free jazz, and then adding up on various aspects electronic tools.
Yeah.
So what I want to refer to is Carl.
Carl, okay. Carl.
Who is Carl? Who is Carl?
Carl Gustav Jung or the?
No, I want to talk about Carl Craig.
Carl Craig.
And one of those people. Can I say that he opened the door to electronic influence on your behalf?
He opened the door for me to have access to a certain level of electronic music, but I've always appreciated. I mean, I've been programming electronics since I was about 17 years old, and I have been influenced by it my whole life. We used to have a radio station in Detroit that played what they call fusion music, but it was heavily influenced by Chick Corea and a lot of the guys in the 80s that put a lot of electronics in it. So that took me in the direction of listening to electronic artists, and I remember being about 3 or 4 years old when I first heard Kraftwerk, the Number Game. And I just never forgot that because I used to listen to the Mojo with my aunts and uncles, Electrifying Mojo, who influenced the whole birth of techno in Detroit. He influenced Derek May, he influenced Carl Craig, and he's the godfather of electronic music as it came out of Detroit. And I listened to that as a youngster with my aunts and uncles because they were older than me, but they were already hip to him. So, but when I met Carl introduced me to the giants of electronic music. I mean, through Carl, I met Derek May, who is the father of electronic music in Detroit, the father of Detroit techno.
Okay.
I met a lot of the greats working with Carl. Laurent Garnier, Maurice van Oswald,
We're gonna come back to Morrison and Oswald as well.
We have to make a short cut here.
And you brought some music along.
I did, and this track, what I'm going to play now, is something from our upcoming project together, and I hope you enjoy it.
Oh, we listen to this new project of you now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Okay, it's a track from Kelvin Sholar.